Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Planetary Reviews, and I am here to review Captain America The First Avenger. This movie was very interesting. I really enjoyed this, and I thought it was a very cool take on Captain America, but let's talk about why. First off, the casting. Chris Evans as Captain America is perfect. As Marvel is famous for, they do an amazing job at choosing just these picture-perfect actors for the roles they're in, which I really got to give him credit for. Chris Evans really captures the heart, the spirit, the smile, the attitude of Captain America so well. I love this performance as Cap. Every time he was on screen, I was like, this guy is Captain America. I still saw Captain America when he was skinny Steve Rogers. He still embodied who Captain America was, even though he wasn't the build, super strong Cap that we know and love when he gets his powers. But he was amazing. I love this performance. And to continue, the story to this movie is that Steve Rogers wants to help defeat the Nazis in World War II, so he enlists and he wants to help America. He's just this scrawny little guy. He doesn't have a lot of strength. He isn't the strongest guy. He isn't anyone special. He's just a normal guy that wants to make a difference, but he's got a crap ton of heart, and you can see it in his performance in the beginning of the film that even though he isn't super strong or anything, he has this overwhelming amount of willpower, and that is what we loved about his character. There's an amazing scene. There's minor spoilers in this. I'm not going to go super into like the story and stuff like that. Just in case there are people out there who haven't seen this, but there will be some minor spoilers during this review. But there's a scene in the movie where he gets jumped by these guys in an alley, and he clearly can't beat them, but he still just keeps getting up, and he's just like, I can do this all day. Famous quote we all know and love from Cap. And it just showed so much just who he was. I loved that scene. There were so many great scenes with him before he got his powers, but the way he played it was amazing. But anyway, as the story goes on, he ends up proving that he, out of all of these tough guys that are joining the army, he has the most heart. And Tommy Lee Jones' character, Phillips, was able to tell when he tosses this grenade on the floor and Cap just jumps on there even though he knows he would die. He jumps on that grenade and he tries to protect his entire squad, which makes them all go, hey, this guy is gonna be the one that we should choose to do this experimental procedure. And it was also thanks to Peggy Carter, played by Haley Atwell, and she also does a great job. They have a great connection. Him and Cap and Peggy have a great connection, and their love, their like romance for each other really does bloom in a really natural and amazing way. And also, I gotta say, the special effects in this movie were fantastic. They really made me feel like this was the old school Captain America comic books put on the big screen. The movie was filled with color and amazing cool action scenes, and it just really made you feel like you were reading the original like issues of Captain America but watching it on the big screen, and that is a huge plus. It really had a great feeling to it when he first gets his powers. We had that very funny scene where Peggy sees him without his shirt on. She sees all that buffness and she's just like, I'm sorry. She had the touch. Great scene, really builds their connection as well. And during all of this, we have Hugo Weaving's Red Skull wanting to take over the world and just have the world be in his vision. And you could tell that Hugo Weaving is just having a really fun time with this character. His performance was really just over the top, comic book like, and I loved his performance. But sadly, with his character, Marvel does have this problem where their villains just aren't 100% amazing. This one was just very generic, but it was played very well. He really had a great time playing this character, and I really did like it. The way they made him look with the Red Skull look and everything was fantastic. I loved it. Hugo Weaving was top-notch in this film. And the next thing I want to say, we also have Sebastian Stan that plays Bucky, aka Captain America's best friend during this. And his performance is also really, really great. Him and Steve Rogers have been friends their whole lives, and you can tell by the performances by these two actors. You can really feel the connection between them both, and just like how natural their friendship feels. And I love their performance with that. I love the connection between Bucky and Captain America. It's always been wonderful, and as you know, later on things happen between them both. But anyway, let's stick to this movie. The next thing I got to talk about is that this movie had amazing character development for Cap. There was just such a huge development from him being this weak, but I'm not going to give up type of guy, to when he becomes this superpowered individual, when he is given the super soldier serum, and just seeing how much he inspires the men, how much he inspires everyone to fight, how much he can inspire America. And his character was very well done. Great development, and the romance between him and Peggy was done perfectly. I loved it very much. And the next thing I gotta say, there was also a lot of comedy, a lot of small moments that here and there that really made this movie feel like not a super serious film, but it wasn't afraid to be serious when it had to be. There were a lot of funny moments with like the way that they portrayed the very patriotic view of America at this time. It was very well done. I really enjoyed that. It was very funny. You guys will enjoy that too. And the action in this movie, when stuff goes down, when he gets his powers, they really showed just how badass Captain America could be with his shield, just tossing it around, hitting those Nazis. You can't ask for anything better when it comes to action with this film. And last but not least, like I said, there was a lot of great emotional moments. As we all know, at the very end, his character makes a decision that will affect the MCU later on, obviously. And that sacrifice, you really felt it because of the development of the character himself and the relationship between him and Peggy. Fantastic scene. But as much as I do like this movie, there were some negatives. The story wasn't anything crazy. It was a very simple, bad guy is gonna take over the world, we gotta beat him, there you go. Didn't do anything too crazy, and it was kind of predictable at times. There were a couple surprises, but it was a little predictable. Next thing, like I said, the villain in this movie, while Hugo Weaving did a great performance as the Red Skull, I have to say, he wasn't developed quite well. Sorry if you hear noise, by the way. I had people over and stuff like that upstairs doing things, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I wish that he could have been developed a little bit more, but I guess I could see why they couldn't really do much with him. He was just a really over-the-top bad guy that wanted to rule the world, so I could see why. But still, weak villain. And also, this movie was very by the books. It did not take any risk, but that kind of makes it like they played it too safe. They should have done, maybe changed some things. I don't know, make it a little bit more fresh and a little bit more over the top, like the way they did the original Iron Man. They took a little creative choices that they made on their own. But guys, at the end of the day, Captain America The First Avenger is still a very solid comic book movie, and I do really enjoy it. So at the end of the day, Captain America The First Avenger gets a solid B+ from me. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys have been enjoying my videos so far, my MCU series of reviews. Tomorrow I'm going to be going to go see Dunkirk, and I will be reviewing that next. And after that, Atomic Blonde. And then with games, like I said, I might be doing Fortnite. I do not know. I'll let you guys know. But thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.